Good day and welcome to Coinklix, your daily crypto news and analysis. Many thanks for joining us. Please do give this video a like and subscribe and hit that notification button for your daily updates. Now we've got that out of the way, let's get straight to it. It's been about a week or so since I made my last video, mainly because I was on annual leave and then I got food poisoning and was struck down for about 4 or 5 days. However, what last 7 days we've seen in the crypto space. Really promising scenes. We've seen nearly all-time highs coming in from Bitcoin. The market cap is now over 2.5 trillion. I think Bitcoin holds around sort of 48% of that market cap. So really good week for Bitcoin in general. Ethereum also seeing some really good gains here. Cardano, a little bit worrying about. I actually sold all of my Cardano about 10 days ago and invested it in some lower cap coins that I'd already previously invested in, which is Affinity and Pendle. Probably a very good decision on my part. I think Pendle's nearly sort of doubled in price since I made that move. Cardano has gone down by about 10 cents, looking very stagnant. I think a lot of the Cardano community are a little concerned why everything else seems to be booming and Cardano is not booming. So yeah, weird scenes coming in from Cardano there. I'm not sure whether the Cardano bubble has slightly popped. I think people are losing patience with it, hoping it was going to make more gains. I did a video, I think probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I said realistically, I think Cardano would probably hit around $3 by the end of the year, possibly 4, and that was really stretching it. So that was one of the reasons why I decided to pull. I'm not in the crypto space to be making 0.5x or 1x. I'm here to make money. So that was my reasoning for pulling out my investment in Cardano and put it into lower cap coins that had probably a better chance of at least 2xing by the end of the year. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that move. I probably will invest back into Cardano should I see any signals or any signs of good growth, but I don't honestly think that's going to happen yet. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of jokes that Cardano is kind of a stable coin, and I really do, I just don't. I really like the project. I do like the projects. I'm still part of the Cardano community because I like to see what these guys are doing. However, since they launched the smart contracts back in September, I think it was, nothing has really changed. We did see an all-time high of around $3, and then we saw another crash, and nothing is happening since. So that was kind of my reasoning for pulling out. I think I pulled out about $2.20, just over that. And like I say, I don't think there's been any gains on that since I withdrew. So market's looking exceptionally good at the moment. Another coin that I am invested in is Nervous Network, and I've just, like, the last 24 hours we've seen a 35% increase on that. It's still such a bargain in my opinion. Only 2.5 cents, works out about 1.7p I think it is. So really good project that I'm involved in. These guys actually have a bridge built with the Cardano project, and I think it's currently ranked at about 116, something like that. Let's just see if I can find the rank. 118 it's currently ranked at, with a market cap of 688. There's no reason why this coin can't 10x in the next 12 months. If not more than that. Nervous Network is a really good project. There's a lot of promise behind it. Go check it out yourself. You can find it at nervous.org. If you're not already invested in this coin, a lot of people in Cardano are invested in this coin, and if you are in Cardano and you've never heard of this coin, you need to join more Cardano communities, because I got in this coin, I think about half of this price. I think I started to get in it when it was around 0.0068 pence. So I'm quite bullish on Cardano. It's one of my on Nervous Network. It's one of my higher holdings. So yeah, just have seen sort of gains in the last, well, certainly in the last 7 days. You can see where we were 7 days ago, 0.013 cents, and we're now nearly double that in a 7-day period. And then obviously this is on the daily here. So really happy with my Nervous Network investment, how that's panning out, and I can only foresee bigger gains. I'd be surprised certainly by the end of the year if this project isn't within the top 100, possibly even within the top 80 in terms of market rank. So yeah, go check out Nervous Network if you're not invested in it already. In my opinion, this is still just an unbelievably cheap price. I don't see why we couldn't switch this 2 and 0 round. Certainly within the next 12 months. It's definitely a 10x coin in my personal opinion. That's not financial advice, of course. So yeah, really happy with my Nervous Network investment. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. So currently just sitting under 64,000 USD. I believe we nearly hit an all-time high. What would that have been? Probably earlier this morning actually. So it hit around 6,500 USD. Let's just pop over to the daily. I think the all-time high. So the all-time high was just shy of 65. So we are nearly breaking that all-time high. Nice little cup and handle that people sort of refer to. And once they said the cup and handle would happen, we'd see the sharp incline. And my God, have we seen that in the last few days? So Bitcoin looking so strong at the moment. Not so good for the altcoins at the moment. There are some altcoins that are performing pretty well. However, I think what we'll see is once Bitcoin hits over over 100,000 USD, is a lot of people taking those profits and then pumping them into more altcoins. I mean, to be fair, the altcoin market isn't looking too bad today. There's a few reds, a few greens, but very small sort of increases of sort of 2 or 3%. H bar here, seeing an increase of 10%, but yeah, I think I did a video saying that I predicted that Bitcoin would probably hit sort of around the 90 to 100,000 mark by the end of the year. People are now even saying that Bitcoin could even hit 168,000 USD by the end of the year, which is just obscene. I think if the total market cap in the industry goes to over 3 billion, over 3 trillion, Bitcoin will hit that 100 to 140,000 mark if it holds its 48% dominance in the industry. So it's going to be an exciting end of the year, a really exciting end of the year if Bitcoin sort of continues on this path. And I do believe that Bitcoin will continue on this path. I'd be very surprised if we didn't see a minimum of 100,000 USD by the end of the year. I think this is only going to get bigger and stronger. So really good stuff coming out from Bitcoin at the moment. In general, the industry and cryptocurrency is looking really good. As I sort of predicted, and as I mentioned in my videos, October, November, December, as they always normally are very good months. So just going to flip over to Pendle, which is one of the coins that I dropped my Shiba Inu for. I probably let go of my Shiba Inu probably a little bit too soon. I probably could have doubled again on my investment. However, what I saw, I didn't like. I didn't like the way that it was sort of growing quite so fast. I anticipated that there would be an inevitable big drop. I was maybe slightly wrong on that. We've not quite seen the big drop that I thought would happen, but it's still young. I think Shiba Inu is around 19 or 20. It's not going to hold that position for too much longer. I think there are much better coins out there which are going to, you know, outperform it. So, yeah, so Pendle, I think I invested in when it was around sort of 42, maybe 45 cents. So I've again nearly doubled on my investment on Pendle in the last sort of 2 weeks. So let's just flip back. Let's flip back to the monthly. I think I invested in around this point here. Yeah, probably was. So it's probably around sort of 49 cents that I invested in. So yeah, we've nearly 1x on that investment already. I think when I joined Pendle, the market cap was around 20 million USD. It's now double that at 40 million USD. I'm not sure what the rank was, but it's now 627 market rank. So still a lot more room for growth in Pendle project. I'm really optimistic with Pendle. Pendle.finance, go check out the website. And also Affinity, I stocked up on more Affinity last night as well as more Pendle. Somebody paid me about 5,000 USDT for my other business, and I've invested heavily more coins on Pendle, Affinity, and also Covalent. And I will be topping up a little bit more of my Ethereum as well. So in other news, it's suggested that Solana is literally about to break. They predict that if Solana can break the $166 mark, it's just going to go, and we're going to see all-time highs, better than what we saw back in September. So let's just flip that back to September. So I think we saw an all-time high here of around 216 USD. I think they're predicting that if we can break the 166 USD within the next couple of days, that Solana, there's no reason why it couldn't hit 240 to 250. So if you're not invested in Solana, or even if you are, now might be a good time to start looking. We've got this nice little sort of triangle here, and I think once it breaks past this sort of move here, or probably just over here, actually probably about 160 to 166, we're going to see another steep incline. But I think that's maybe going to take a few more days. I think the focus at the moment really seems to be on Bitcoin, and then, as I say, once people start to take their profits out of Bitcoin, they're going to probably start pumping it into the likes of Solana. So yeah, just definitely one to watch there with Solana. I'm not invested in Solana myself. I was, and then I withdrew. Probably a bit of another mistake on my part. However, I did make gains on that, so any profit is profit, as I say, and I've invested that into other coins which have made profit. So yeah, definitely keep your eyes open on Solana. If we start seeing this 160 USD increase here over the next 24 to 36 hours, probably or possibly a good time to jump in. If it doesn't go up, it's just going to go back down, but I don't foresee that in the way that the market is appearing at the moment. I don't think we're going to drop below this 137 mark again. So yeah, just keep your eyes out there on Solana. Piece of news here from the BBC, what I like to call the British Bullshit Corporation. Bitcoin Bank Deputy calls for urgent crypto regulation. It's a few days old now, but still quite relevant. So cryptocurrencies need regulation as a matter of urgency, according to Bank of England Deputy Governor Sir John Cunliffe. Crypto technologies do not pose a risk to financial stability at the moment, he said, but there are very good reasons to think that this might not be the case for much longer. A future cryptocurrency collapse could spread through markets, he warned. A severe fall in the value of crypto assets, for example, to zero, that's never going to happen, could force investors who have taken on debt with brokers to find cash to pay them. Similarly, there's a possibility of contagion. He said a large fall in crypto valuations could affect investor risk sentiment more broadly, causing investors to sell other assets that are judged to be risky and those perceived to have a similar investor base. In the past year, crypto assets have grown around 200% in value, from just under 800 billion. So that's where the market cap was, to 2.3 trillion. That's now 2.5 trillion. While this is relatively small in the context of the 250 trillion global financial system, so we're currently sitting at around 1% of the global financial system. I'm going to be very surprised if we don't take another 2 or 3% in the next 6 to 12 months. The 2008 financial crisis was triggered by the subprime sector, which was valued then at 1.2 trillion. Most crypto assets, such as Bitcoin, are not backed up in the real world by assets or commodities. Interesting. Neither is fiat currency. They are essentially strings of computer code and make up 95% of the 2.3 trillion. As a result, they are volatile. Everyone who gets into cryptocurrency knows that the cryptocurrency sector is volatile. That's why we're in it. We know that we can make really good gains. We know that we could lose most of our investment overnight, but if you hold on to it long enough, you're never going to lose it all unless you're invested in meme coins, for example. The only thing that does need to be regulated is probably the amount of meme coins coming out that are out there. I think in Coin Market Cap there's over 12,000 coins. There's probably a large percentage of those that are shit, and savvy investors know which coins are shit and which projects are good. If you're investing into actual real world, as they like to say, real world problems and real world projects, things that are going to change the industry. What we're in now is basically the dot-com boom that we saw, 20 odd years ago. We're in the next phase of the dot-com boom. Blockchain is the future, crypto is the future, and as I say, we're currently sitting at around 1% of the global financial system. Um, and we're 10 years into crypto, maybe just over 10 years into crypto. But the adoption that we're currently seeing is just huge. I think I read another article earlier. I think around 18%, maybe if not more, of Australians are invested into crypto. Crypto is taking over, and I think the more that we see Bitcoin rise, if Bitcoin hits over 100,000 USD by the end of the year, that 2.5 trillion that we're currently sitting on is probably going to up to near on 5 trillion. Since I started making videos just over 2 weeks ago, Coinklix, we were sitting at about 1.8 trillion. So we've already seen almost like a third increase, or a 33% increase in the total market cap investment in the matter of 2 to 3 weeks. That's considerably substantial growth. Crypto is not going anywhere. Crypto is not going to zero. Bitcoin is not going to zero. It is virtually impossible for Bitcoin to go to zero. Could you imagine if Bitcoin dropped down to £1 or 1 USD per coin? There'd be multi-billionaires out there just waiting to snap up every single coin, or pretty much every single coin, because the value, the intrinsic value that it holds, as a future tech is, I mean, it just goes to show what kind of a dinosaur this guy is. No wonder he works for the Bank of England. So yeah, that was one little piece of what I found quite funny news that I wanted to finish today on. Please do like and subscribe to Coinklix. Please hit the notification button, and please join me again for the next video. Thanks very much. Bye.